Hey there everyone, welcome back to the channel. We have a new legendary hero, I think, coming up in the mix pretty soon. And so I wanted to get a video out on that for a banner prediction, which you can kind of see already. And then some legendary-ish kind of candidates, I guess. We had Brandimon the last month, the end of March, and he was kind of new and unique in the sense that he's our first colorless tome. Lots of people didn't know who he was, and he was kind of a game changer in terms of using an enemy's unit's stats against them, I guess, kind of. To borrow a phrase from Robin, turn the tables. So it was a little bit unique. I don't know that they're going to branch out that big again quickly, but they might. And the only reason I say that is because they may not want colorless tomes to be on the table solo like that for a while. If you recall, Brandimon actually isn't coming back until August, so it's a ways away for sure. So I mean, they will likely introduce other colorless tomes in the process between now and then. But I don't know that it's going to be this month. And so let's go ahead and take a look at who we have for April. We know that Red is full stock. Marth got bumped back a couple months ago. We got the notice saying he wouldn't be back until April, which actually changed when he would be available with Sothis. And I got all upset because I was trying to plus 10 both of them at the same time because I just needed a couple copies. Anyway. So we know that Ryoma, Reed, and Marth are all coming back this month. So kind of fitting now, I guess, given that they're doing this big thing for Marth and the Shadow Dragon. I guess is that, I don't know what the actual translation is verbatim, but Marth's original game getting the 30th anniversary treatment, which is good. I'm glad they decided to do that. But we know that Martha's back, so now it all kind of makes sense. Great. We will be trying to plus 10 him. Ryoma, however, will, I'm sure, make an appearance in the process. We have Naga coming back in blue. We have Celica coming back for green. And then we have good old Air in colorless. So this is where it gets a little bit interesting, right? I think the double specials are actually a little bit easier to predict now that I've kind of gotten the pattern figured out, as it were. But this confuses me still. So they aren't putting the special heroes onto these banners anymore, which means that they're eventually going to have to do a slightly bigger deep dive and bring back some older book units rather than just the current ones that are still happening. Especially as they pace out the legendary and mythic representations that come back every month. As I just said, Brandimon isn't coming back until like 5 months from now, so that's a big leap. That's a huge leap. And so they're going to have to fill those colors somehow, especially colorless. You'd think that they would try and put whatever, not my decision to make. Anyway, so we know that Red is full. Nobody's coming back for Red. There is kind of a curious thing with blue. If you remember last month, we had 3 of the 4 current Brave heroes make an appearance. And everybody was all upset because, what about Edelgard? Blah. Well, we knew Edelgard wasn't going to be on that banner because blue was full. They're not going to put 3 of every color except for blue, which gets 4. That's not how it would work, sillies. So, Brave Edelgard is almost assuredly coming back this month. He will likely take up one of the blue spots. And then Sirius has kind of been bumped around quite a bit, actually. We've had a couple representations jump him. And whether they show back up on skills banners, I think is primarily where they pop in now. But I think Sirius is likely to make it on here. Not only that, he's a new mystery of the emblem character, which is a Marth game. It's not the original Marth game, it's the remake that everybody liked a lot better. So they might throw him on here just for, you know, the sake of having some more Marth Emblem type characters going on. But either way, he is due for a rerun. He's actually not been on a banner since debuting on his initial one. So now would be a good time, honestly. So I think that kind of locks up blue, to be honest. I don't know that we would get a blue legendary anyway. So I feel like blue is kind of on lock. Colorless, also, I know I'm jumping. I know, I skipped Zed. We'll get to him in a second. Colorless, I feel kind of similar. Lorum, she's not been on a banner. And Eleonora, she's also kind of due. If you remember last month, we actually had Memori pop in from Tokyo Mirage Sessions, which seemed weird. Number one, because they put her on after jumping Zed, which is quite curious. So I don't know if they did that to say, hey, Tokyo Mirage Session units are coming now, so get ready. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if that was their initial plan or whatever. But that does mean that we have had representation from TMS pop in, and so I feel like Ellie would be a good candidate for colorless. Her and Lorum would round out the pool pretty well for in terms of order. That being said, he got jumped, as I just said. They kind of hopped over him. And Ocean, actually. We didn't know at the time, but Ocean was going to be on a skills banner. And so they kind of just did this weird jumping thing where they just put Memori on, and super random. I don't think anybody really expected Memori to be on there when there were other green candidates that could have been on first, because typically what happens is they will fill in order of debut. Well, they didn't do that. They banner jumped pretty aggressively. So that kind of leaves us with just Zed from the normal pool left. Pending, of course, he's not on some unforeseen skills banner next month. He should be on this banner this month, in just a couple days. That said, God, there's so many Zed puns happening right now. I don't have another green candidate, and I'll tell you why. The next possible green candidate, because we had Wrath, who was a 4-star, the next possible one would be Annette, which was like last month, I think, or February. It was very, very, very short time ago, and I don't think they want to put a unit on that just debuted 2 months ago, when they still have units that, like Sirius, for example, has not been on the banner rerun. When did they come out? Like November, October, somewhere around there. Like, that is a huge leap. TMS, honestly, is pretty soon. Tokyo Mirage Sessions coming back is relatively pretty soon. But I don't think they'd throw a net on here. So one of two things is likely to happen. Number one, our legendary candidate is a green, which is kind of what I have prepared for, that we will talk about in just a second. And two, the other option is we get some rando kind of Gen 2 book unit that we didn't know about. Or there's some kind of crazy debut like we had with Male Byleth, but I don't think that's going to be the case. So, recap. Either legendary green or some rando from book 2 or 3. That is a possibility. Some options may include units like Dorcas. He may come back for whatever reason. Ranulph may come back for whatever reason. Just things that you wouldn't expect may just pop back in on this banner for untold purposes. But we know that thanks to the current banner, it's not going to be Yarn, because he is literally on the skills banner right this minute. So I don't really know what else to say about that. I think it's likely going to be green legendary, and I don't really have any good candidates for that, unfortunately. Green is similar to colorless almost. You can do the thing where you give them a bow, or you give them a dragon stone, or you give them their standard weapon, i.e. a staff or an axe. Could also be a tome too, I guess now as well. But I don't know that that's what they're gonna do. So, in light of that, I have prepared 3 possible options, 2 possible paths that we go down, and the first one is a pretty obvious one. Edelgard. When you think of green legendary, it's probably Edelgard at this point, because the only other one that really probably jumps to mind immediately, outside of, again, a possible bow or dragon, is Hector. Because they have axes. The funny thing about your lords in Fire Emblem, they rarely have anything other than a sword. Maybe occasionally a lance. But most of the time, it's a sword, and Edelgard is one of the axe bros. We'll initiate her into the axe bro society, I guess. She's not a bro. She could be a bro. Edelgard can be whatever she wants. So, this gets a little mucky, though, right? Because in just a couple short months, August, we're going to have the Brave Banner of Brave Houses. And Timeskip Edelgard is the winner. In fact, everybody from that Brave Banner is going to be Timeskip. I don't think that you would have a pre-Timeskip legendary hero from 3 houses. So what does that leave us with? A traditional Edelgard. And I would be willing to bet that they had this planned out already. So Brave Houses is probably going to get a little weird. Because there's no way that they skip over Dimitri, Claude, Edelgard, and like don't have them be some kind of, like, you know what I mean? Like, Ryoma is a legendary hero. They're gonna make Edelgard, Dimitri, or Claude. That's not shade on Ryoma, by the way. I'm just saying, like, your tertiary lords, not the avatar or main unit. They are legendary-ish status, and so I put kind of Edelgard and Claude and Dimitri in the same kind of realm as I would like Ryoma or Xander. So, for the most part, I think we could see a legendary Edelgard. Green is kind of an obvious kick for her. And for this next bit, you may want to adhere to spoilers because I'll be talking about Rhea. So if you don't want Rhea spoilers, then I guess you should leave this video right now and just talk about whoever it is you think is going to be on this banner in the comments below. So that said, Rhea is my second option as a green unit. Reason being, she could kind of take a Sothis-esque approach. Now, they didn't really do a whole lot of spoilery revealing with Sothis, which is, I guess, kind of nice. However, they may do that with Rhea for reasons. Those reasons being the game has been out a while. However, it has not hit that 1-year mark yet. And I'm not sure how they adhere to spoiler culture with that whole situation. So, could be Rhea. Could be Green Rhea. Could be Green Tome Rhea. Could be Green Dragon Rhea. I don't know. But either way, that is kind of where my head is at with her. Again, it's just kind of a generic approach to, well, could be a dragon or a tome, so let's make that happen. You know what I mean? Either way, I would be, genuinely pretty happy about it. I would like to get Rhea in the game at some point. But I also don't know if she would necessarily come before the house leaders, or Byleth, for that matter. But then again, Ryoma came before Corrin. Like, we still don't have a legendary Corrin. I guess we could have a legendary Corrin and have them be a green dragon too. Rhea is just kind of going to represent all the possible dragony green units that we could get. How's that? let's let Rhea represent in an all-encompassing green dragon possibility unit, shall we? Which is one hell of a cop-out. Anyway, last option. Let's say, bear with me, let's say we get some random Book 2 green unit pop in here with Sed and Celica, and green is completely full, and there's nothing left to think about. Beautiful. That would be colorless, I think. I genuinely think that we're going to have Sirius on the banner, and of course, you know, Elowood as well. Although if they left Elowood off, it would actually be pretty fun. In a sad kind of way, but still fun. So I think the only other real option for that would be colorless, and I don't believe this option as much as the others. Just full transparency. I don't believe this option as much as the others because that doesn't make a lot of sense to me. The groundwork has kind of been laid for the colorless units the same as the blues have. But if they decide to go colorless, it could be time for Legendary Micaiah. It could happen. We now have colorless tomes. They could pop another colorless tome on us like right away. I don't think that's going to happen, but it could. It's a possibility. The other option is a staff. There's a handful of staffs that she could use. Like the Ashera staff. The Goddess staff. Crazy, right? Total possibility. And I see that as a likely candidacy this month. Maybe not so much. But sometime down the road, for sure. But this is kind of like my cop-out. I couldn't really decide. But if it wasn't going to be green, I think Staff Micaiah, or even Tome Micaiah now. Probably Staff Micaiah. I don't think Staff Micaiah... I think she's the most likely legendary colorless candidate that we have, outside of, again, another just random dragon. Like if they want to make a Corrin a dragon that is colorless, whatever, that's fine, I guess. Again, I view it as a cop-out, but it's fine, it's whatever. So anyway, that is what I have. Those are my thoughts. We will get a trailer at some point. I don't know when I'm going to put this live, but I'll put it live when I do. And be sure to stop by the live streams. They're happening on the weekends. We are almost done with a lot of Fire Emblem Heroes stuff. Yeah, that's it. I took a couple days off recording, so this feels weird. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching. YouTube ad revenue is atrocious right now. So I appreciate any and all views and comments and whatnot. And I didn't even say Rapier this video. Oops, I did. That's just a special joke for someone possibly watching who follows me on Twitter. Anyway, that's it for me. Thank you guys so much. Be sure to take care of yourselves, take care of those around you. Be good, wash your hands. Don't forget to don't drink water. Don't forget to drink water. Stay hydrated. That is important right now. That is it for me. I have a bunch of Cypher cards to go sleeve. Thank you all for watching again, and until then, I will catch you next time.